Nika, how are you?
So excited to be here. I'm very honored. Thank you.
I'm honored that you agreed to have this conversation with me. Just basically your journey as a content creator, influencer, media personality. Get inside your mind a bit with regards to helping the younger generation who want to also become influencers, content creators. Tell me about your journey. Like, how did you get into this situation, all this?
I think that if you ask anybody that's currently in this space, there is no like textbook or roadmap. You almost just like land in that space because you did something that you were passionate about or that you really liked and others resonated with it. And so you build a little bit of a following and a market that trusts you. And so ta-da, you have a group of people that believe you, kind of thing. So I think that is almost the generic formula, but my journey was a lot different to your traditional content creator / influencer today. I studied, did honors in broadcast, and I did actual academia, and I'm blessed to have parents that have always supported whatever I do. So my mom and my dad never said, you will go do a 9 to 5, you will go and get this, you must have a child at this point, you must be married. It was always like, does that make you happy? Is that what you're brilliant at? Then go and do it. And I think that's number one, is that you let someone do what they do so they can be the best at what they do.
Yes, absolutely.
Versus creating an expectation. So that was the one part of it. And oh, fun fact, I've never had a 9 to 5. I'm 37 years old and I've never had a 9 to 5.
Let me just say, girl, you're blessed. Because I've had many 9 to 5s and it's not amazing.
I think that if I say I've never had a traditional 9 to 5, is because I've done ad hoc things, a little bit of contract work here, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Not because I'm inconsistent, it's because I've always been the captain of my own ship. I've always done what my gut and my spirit is saying I need to do at that time, at that place. So it's always been me, myself, and I. It hasn't been I want to be that person or that. So anyway, finished my degrees at Stally's. Then I did an internship at ETV, and I started doing documentary making and doing a lot of production. I was a production assistant.
So at this point you weren't in the influencer content creator business?
No, honey, this is like 2008, 2009.
Okay,
you know
like
what I'm saying?
14 years ago,
Very long ago, And but I was in radio because I started doing radio when I was at Stellenbosch. So I was at MFM.
Okay,
some people call it Marty's FM, but it's actually MFM, community-based radio station. Fantastic, world-class place. A lot of training, a lot of fundamentals, ethics, systems, a lot of things that build you for this media space. I'm going to quickly digress again and say that that's where my foundation was made and laid. For me, content creation and being in the media, it's not because I want to be popular or because it's cool or because I want to be get free things. It's because it's a job. It's a business.
It's an actual job. It's a business.
Dude, I get taxed 25%. It's not a game.
It's not a game.
I contribute a significant amount of money to our GDP of this country. So it's not as if like what I do is frivolous. The influencer industry space, market, realm globally is a multi-billion-dollar space.
Girl, 16 billion actually.
You know what I'm saying?
Googled it.
So it's anyone that is going to, sneer or judge or give any form of ignorant opinion of this space is foolish, because there's a lot of really powerful things happening here.
Absolutely.
But anyway, back to my story. And so because it was always a job for me and because it was work for me, all the other extras was just a byproduct and a benefit. So I've done some really dope things over the years. When I was at Good Hope FM for 10 years, I anchored a drive time show. I did traffic. I worked with some phenomenal people. I mean, like my phone book is litty. Like,
girl, you can call a person, you can call a friend
because there are artists that are Sama Award-winning artists.
Yes, see.
Even Grammy nominated.
Girl, drop them names. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but that I broke their music on my show because on my show and on radio is where we connected with people before the internet became so powerful.
Yes.
So you came to radio first to interview and tell your story. Now you can just go onto your IG live or whatever and tell your story. But that's where it all started. And so again, that is where my fundamentals were built. That's where my basis and my foundation was built. And then I discovered around, so 2008, 2009, then we had the World Cup, massive turning point, because then the whole world came to us and lots of things changed. I remember emceeing a 26,000 head crowd in the fan park. It was litty, excitement, it was fire. And I think at that point I realized how big the space of media actually is, how very lateral it is as well. It's not only television, radio, it's voice over artistry, it's adverts, it's content creation, it's a lot of things. And this is when I think blogging culture also started to pick up in South Africa. Look, back in the day, bloggers used to type, They used to have articles. But slowly that evolved and became less and less and less. And we saw the emergence of other platforms and apps and whatever that eventually just, our concentration became less. So it's faster, quick, punchy, kort, krachtig. That's the motive, And as a media agent, if I could say, as a role player, I adapted. I had to find myself going, my age is irrelevant because I'm still speaking to a market. My look is irrelevant because listen, when blogging was around, there was a certain look,
Yes.
little thigh gap, you this, you that. Every era has a look. But when you're brave enough and I think proud enough and self-assured enough, you go, I am a look, and whoever likes my look,
you are the brand. You are your own brand.
They will follow, and if they don't,
you'll get people that don't like you. You'll get a bunch of people that do like you, and that's just for every single person.
100%. And if you like something, you go and drink from that cup because that's what's going to fill your cup. And so I think that at that point, when the bloggers were coming up, and these were like young girls, 21-year-olds. And at that point, I was probably approaching my mid-20s. I was like, oh, am I not too old for this space? Am I
getting a bit of imposter syndrome?
Yes, because no one knew what blogging was, and no one knew what this whole content creation thing was. And then I remember my first campaign ever was a Hunter's Dry campaign. And at that time, there wasn't all these. Like now there's a lot of legalities and legislation and order and system and almost protocols, At that time I was just like, wait, you're gonna pay me to take a photo with your beer?
And then still drink the beer.
Or cider. I'm not even big on that stuff. But it was a music festival and I needed to help. Hunters was the big sponsor, and I just needed to help spread the word about this festival. And I basically got sent a hamper. I had to pose with a hamper and give away tickets. And I think that was like my first gig, and I was offered 8,000 Rand, and I was like,
wow, like your first ever.
I'm like, what? And this is at a time that I was earning stipends, I was doing freelancing stuff and whatever. So to be offered 8,000 Rand for one little thing to post, and my following was like, I can get 2,000 people that were on my Instagram at the time. And for that, I was just like, wait a minute. Now, because again, I see this as a business, I see this as a job, I see this as a means to an end, not likes, not shares, I don't need someone to tell me I look validate gorgeous and not like that. Believe me, no vanity, but I know this. I know
because you're confident. Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't need you to tell me.
That.
And even if you don't like me, I'm also dope with that.
I love that.
I'm really good. But I quickly realized that, my darling, you need to think about this way bigger. You need to see this as a business.
Yes.
And that's the problem, I think, with a lot of this industry today, is that they're not seeing it as a business.
Absolutely.
They're not seeing it as this is a way in which I need to expand, I need to broaden. So it requires creativity, it requires intelligence, it requires financial acumen and direction.
Yeah, that's my worst part.
You know, it requires all of that. But the tricky thing is that it's so personal. It's so personal because you have to almost like amp yourself up that I am worth that amount of money, and that this is my rate. Yes. And this is, you know what I'm saying, in a very unofficial industry.
Yes, absolutely. So, an unregulated industry.
You know, so that is where I found myself, but then I very quickly realized, and I'm married to a businessman as well, so the conversations, the culture, the way in which we navigate through life is not a 9-to-5 culture and mindset. We navigate through life in a sense of must push because that's the next paycheck. Must push because that's the goal. That's there's a 9-to-5 world where we satisfy getting our salaries, we satisfy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely, because that's the ecosystem of life. There's nothing wrong with that. People thrive in that. They are successful. Routine. They climb. It is gorgeous. We are all different human beings. We have a different, I mean, the stuff that we do is a lot more riskier. It's like you don't even know whether you're going to have it. But
one plan this month or 2 plan.
That's what drives you. You know? That's what pushes you. That's what keeps your head above water.
Absolutely.
And so that is how my journey, my process, and I've evolved with it to the point that I became less a radio presenter, and then I became more of an MC. And then COVID happened, and the pandemic just like ruined everybody's plan. And then I went into podcasting, and then so you adapt as a media agent,
it's fluid. You can literally adapt as you go.
You're sitting here now. You started as a mom blogger, and here we're sitting doing a podcast, sharing wealth, invaluable information that we can pour into someone else's cup. And so that has been the journey. Genuinely, it's just been a constant, a clutch control on a hill that you want to get up to the top to. But my clutch game is strong.
And tell me something. So in this industry, it can be extremely, if I can say, vile with regards to people having the perception that they have to keep everything for themselves. So, and I get it, you know, you don't want to share this PR detail, or you don't want to do this or that, even though you say this one's your friend. And I try and stay away from the politics, because I believe a lot in kindness and just you accepting my
like request
to interview you. You could have been like, who the hell is this child? No, thank you, I'm too busy for you. But like, just the fact that you're willing to sit down, give me whatever you want to give me, and that's, to me, we need more of that, because I don't know if it's just like a mindset thing, but there's so much gatekeeping. There's so much gatekeeping, and there is just so much bitchiness. Not with everyone, obviously, but what is your take on, even like, I met you at the Pick and Pay event, right? You didn't even know who the hell I was. I'm like, I know who you are, but you didn't know who I was. And then we started following each other, and I'm like, oh, she actually followed me back. Okay, cool.
Wait, quickly before we go on, like, what is your perception of me? Like and be very honest, because it doesn't affect me, but you're saying this, that I'm actually a nice person. So I just want to quickly know, what is the general perception, in your opinion, before you met me?
So it wasn't about like you specifically, obviously I didn't know you, but it's more like, so for me, being in the industry myself, the smaller creator, I look at like you and maybe like Nadia.
Wait, and we are not in the same class.
But in my mindset, I'm like, okay, that's TK, I know TK.
Okay.
Like, I've seen you around, I've heard your voice sound so familiar, and like you, the likes of you, and you know, all, you know.
Yes.
And I'm just like, again, even though I'm like, oh, you must be kind, blah, 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 I don't know if you are the same.
Do you have a little bit of like a preconceived, so you just maybe like boundary and caution because of the notion and the stereotypes. Okay.
So not to say that like automatically think, you know, the bigger personalities are X, Y, and Z, but you don't know. You don't want to make yourself look like an idiot and be like, hi.
And
I was surprised. I was a little bit surprised that you were so like easy to actually start a relationship with.
Yeah. I must say, I pride myself in being approachable.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Not that I had like a...
Yeah.
like
I hear you. And this is why I say I'm not in the same... even you saying like, you know, TK and not whatever.
Yeah.
I try very hard not to. I use this word very loosely now, but I glorify people because that it then mentally creates a this is this person.
Yes.
I'm in my I don't give a fuck era right now. It took me very long, It took me very long.
Yes.
Where you know when you leave a space and you go, oh my gosh, why did I say that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my word, why did I do that?
Yeah.
I literally in my
Can't give a fuck.
Don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Think what you want. That's you. Demons you must deal with.
It took me long
Yeah.
to get to that point because
Absolutely.
I did give a big fuck for the longest time.
Naturally, yes.
So I'm in that space now and I consciously practice it all the time. Someone like Nadia, for example, I learned so much from her because I did work with her when we were doing productions together, and she practices that, and she has to practice that because she's under constant unkind scrutiny all the time.
Oh my gosh!
And so I have a lot of respect for that woman in that space.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've seen DMs that she showed me already.
That TikTok she posted the other day. Oh shit,
which is surface, She showed me. You know, oh gosh, I'm not discussing it. What I'm saying
of course.
I had so much the way in which she presents resilience and and not because it's Nadia and I'm tooting a horn. I genuinely sat back and I always thought, gosh, you have it so lekker because like it's you.
Yeah.
But the tall trees catch the most wind.
Yeah,
it is windy up there.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from someone like her, and she learns from someone like Zintley or Paul.
Yes.
We all
have someone that we can learn from. Yeah.
And we must share.
Humble ourselves.
We must share that wisdom.
Absolutely.
As women, we must share it.
This is my thing. I'm getting goosebumps because I'm just like, that's why I feel so comfortable asking you to be my first interview because I'm just like, I can see that I can take that wisdom from someone like you.
Yeah.
I'm only in the industry like 4 years.
Yeah.
I accidentally stumbled across this industry.
But you're doing so good because you're just staying true to you and you're doing you.
Yeah.
And whether you're speaking to 10 people, whether you're speaking to 50,000 people, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because there's a human being that actually believes you and trusts you and gives a damn.
Yeah.
And that is invaluable. That is quality.
Absolutely.
That is what big brands and marketing agencies want. They want that level of relationship and commitment that you have with your followers.
Exactly.
They don't have it. That's why they come to Nuri.
Exactly.
So the idea of sharing, look here, by virtue of being a woman in 2023, being a woman in South Africa in 2023, we do not have the luxury of being unkind with each other.
No.
We don't have the luxury of competing with each other. We are fighting enough. It is rough out here. Like, seriously, save your energy for when you have to walk to your car tonight. Save your energy for when you have to go and be a great mom tonight, or have to, save your energy for when you're in a boardroom with a whole lot of men that don't care about you. Don't fight other women. Don't struggle with other women. It doesn't help our fight. So,
but that's again like a mindset shift for those, like when people are unkind, I just look at them and I go, something's going on in there, but it's got nothing to do with me. So,
and it comes down to, and it's very simple, and this is my theory, and I would say unqualified, but it's qualified because I've been in this space for a long time. It's almost 20 years that I'm going to be in this space.
Wow, I thought it was like 10. 20,
no,
right?
I started in radio in 2005. And I finished up at Good Hope in 2018, and 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I've been doing content creation since 2016. So it's been a long, beautiful ride. It comes down to, it's very basic, and this is why it's so important for mothers and for friends and family and sisters to boost that in people. It comes down to confidence. If you're confident about who you are and what you do and how you're doing this thing in life, you don't need to bring other people down. You don't have to go and hurt someone else. You don't have to project your crap. You don't. So if you actually sit and unpack what people say 99% of the time, it's because there's a whole lot of very broken, hurt, traumatic things happening inside of them. And so they project and they're unkind. But it comes down to confidence. And so, coming back to my point about what you were asking me, if you don't land a campaign, it's because it wasn't meant for you, honey.
Exactly. You can't get them all.
It wasn't meant for you.
Exactly.
What was meant for you will always, and I'm telling you, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, sometimes it comes quickly. It will always come to you because it was destined for you.
Yes.
If it wasn't for you, and you sit there with envious, and I used to be that person when I'm like, oh gosh, look at all that nice drops that they're getting. What is it? Now you get the drop. What was the drop meant for you? Was it genuinely what you are about? Was it what, you know? What must be for you will always come to you. It might take a little bit longer, it might take a detour, but it's going to come to you. And when it comes to you, you must have the clarity and the presence to receive it so you can capitalize on it.
Absolutely.
Don't waste your energy on other frivolous crap. Absolutely. Be open and ready for when it comes, so that when it comes, you are going to do it brilliantly. You know what I mean?
Yes. I think I posted a reel or a TikTok like a few months ago, where I know I applied for a campaign on humans, and then I obviously didn't get the job, but I saw like other mommies in my industry, in my space, getting that campaign. So I posted and again, this is how I try and keep myself humble and at bay. I posted a thing making fun of myself, like when you see when you were hoping that you're going to get the campaign, and then you see other people doing the campaign and you realize you didn't get the campaign. And then in my caption it was like, be happy for them. Like you literally cannot, there is no way on this earth that you can literally get every single campaign that you apply for, obviously, but it's not actually obvious. Other people that are newer to this business don't realize that and understand that it's a game. And you have to keep yourself humble, because if you can, when you can genuinely be happy for the next person, even if you're not friends with them, for the fact that they're getting that paid campaign and you didn't get it, that is when I feel like the shift happens within yourself. And I'm such a strong believer of what you put out, you get back.
100%.
I'm so scared to, if someone's petty to me, I'm so scared to be petty back, because I'm scared what's going to happen back to me. You know what I'm saying?
And also,
it's too much energy. It's
I was about to say, just like the exchange of energy is so important. You must be very mindful about what you are prepared to entertain and participate and engage with.
Absolutely.
There are some people that are so broken and hurt that Nidhi, you and I are not qualified to deal with their mental states. We are not. They are a whole psychological case study. And I'm not being insulting. I'm saying to you is that you and I are not. We are arrogant if we think that we can respond back to this person, because their level of trauma and pain and struggle is so intense that whatever you're going to add is just going to add more fuel to a already broken person. So it takes such wisdom and grace to be able to go,
it's okay.
You know what, honey? I'm not qualified to deal with your level of broken. And I mean, I pity you, but you need to take the responsibility to fix what's going on inside there.
Absolutely.
And
that takes an immense
pray
amount
to God you heal. I really pray that you heal, because we are in this massive, there's a butterfly effect. So if I respond to you, there's going to be a ripple effect on something else. So I need to know when to stop the effect. To continue this. For me, like, it took me forever to fully participate in TikTok culture, because I found that TikTok became this space where people can just
TikTok is mean, eh?
And, I mean, I put TikTok and Twitter very much together.
I'm not really on Twitter.
It's a space where you go back and you go to yourself like,
what's going on here?
What is, wat sal jou besiel om so donker te wees, om to be so bitter, so unhappy, to use your data, your time, your energy, to be so malicious? And it's because people are battling, they're struggling. And especially post-pandemic, we were busy sanitizing our hands, but we weren't sanitizing mentally either. And it was a lot for us. It was a lot for us to be around our abusers and around our trauma feeders. It was a lot for us to be in this space for the longest time, where we were not allowed out, and now we just almost got this concentration of the very thing that just makes me more upset and more unhappy. So there's a lot of healing that is happening now, and for those that want to heal. But for those that
also
don't,
like, you as a person had to have got there. So I know, because I've gone on that journey. When I started TikTok, I had like 400 followers for the longest time, and then all of a sudden I've just practiced a bunch of different styles, and then I found what works for me, and then I grew. Within like a year, I got to like however many thousand, whatever.
Go girl, how many?
27, 26 now. Because if I kept going, I would have been way more, but sometimes you gotta just like realize,
Look exactly. In social media, you're not quiet because you have a lot of numbers.
No,
it's about the quality,
it's the quality.
Of your engagement, of your relationship, of how people. If you can have 7 million followers, and then everybody's constantly spewing hate on your page.
And you're a cuck person.
And you're gonna say like you're just getting horrible energy all the time. Then what's the point of having like basically the whole of Namibia or the whole of the following you? Because it's quality.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
But with that came obviously a lot of hate, which I wasn't used to.
Yeah.
Because TikTok is much easier to grow, but it's also easier to when you receive the hate. So I managed somehow I managed to develop this ability to actually either respond with sarcasm and not even take it into further than my whatever, or just delete the comment, block them, whatever. That's better.
Yeah.
But if I'm in like a fasty mood, I'll just be like, or whatever, like just like, and it's just like,
which is also fine.
But but I mean, like, obviously, ultimately, you want to just not even put. The more hate you get, the less time you're going to have to actually deal with it. But I just find it so fascinating. So like you as a person needs to also have some level of, like you said, confidence, and you need to also be able to kind of separate yourself from the platform itself. Like you're actually a human. This is real life. Like,
but can I also say this? If you were doing, let's say, your 9 to 5 now, there would have been a colleague that's working on your nerves, or a manager that's working on your nerves, or a system, an institutionalized system within your workplace that makes it difficult. The difference with us is we don't have an HR department. We don't have a labor law policy that protects us. So we are personally attacked. We are in a space where if we don't do something according to what you prefer or you like or whatever context you're from, then and it offends or affects you, you don't, as the person that's consuming this content, you don't go, I can't anymore, go move along. You now feel that you must now project. So you do that. The difference is we don't have that. So now how we respond is ultimately the make or break. And I say this with absolute sincerity because I do it. On my feed, I'm consuming constantly, and I'm speaking from a spiritual point of view, not religious, spiritual. And I'm constantly present with what I'm consuming. Ooh, that inspires me. Oh my gosh, this is funny. Ooh, that recipe is lekker. Ooh, I love that outfit. I'm speaking from that point of view. If it's doing that the whole time, okay. Now I see something that it's a red flag. It triggers me. I'm telling you, your role is not. Your position as the consumer is not to go, oh my word, why would you say that? You are disgusting. Your role is to unfollow. Or block temporarily until you can come back later or mute or something. Because you are not doing anything to that person. You are making your soul darker and unhappy.
Absolutely.
And I say this all the time. Rather unfollow me versus sitting here because I don't know whether I'm triggering you. I don't know whether I'm triggering you in a bad way. I don't know if what I'm doing brings up a childhood memory of trauma, brings up...
And that's a me thing then. That's like a me, that's not a you thing. It's not your responsibility to...
And no one teaches this about people that consume content. No one teaches you that you need to be very present about what you're doing because social media can be very dangerous for a person as well, your mental health. So I always endorse, rather unfollow me for your own safety and well-being. And then when you're ready, come back. Maybe the era and season that I am in is not resonating with you right now. Maybe in 3 months' time, I'm the best thing that could have happened to you,
Because we all grow, we all change.
And if we're not, then it's a problem.
There's a problem,
So that's the way I see content and bitchiness and, what's meant for you and It will always come to you, it must come to you. And if you're getting hate as well, it's also meant for you because it's part of your process.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, that also, it's a practice. Like you're practicing how to mindfully not let those people affect you. With regards to working with brands, there's this huge, there's no set rate. People always ask me, Nuri, how do I know what to charge? How do I, what is the rate for this? And it's like, it's literally, it's such a tailored structure, if I can say, like to you as, like, everybody's engagement rate is different. Again, follower number doesn't matter. Like if your engagement rate is cuck, then it's like no.
Like I know there's agencies that only want to work with micro. They only
Yes,
want
because
to.
they're so much more connected to their
You know what I'm saying?
to their,
So there's people that are like straight up like that's where we specialize. That's what. So it's the days of you know, only the big cats. It's done.
It's done. Yeah.
Things are becoming bespoke and so specialized nowadays.
So when over the years, have you had? Are you confident to could respond back to a brand and go, no, actually, this is my rate, and with the risk of losing that deal?
Yes, absolutely.
So you're confident in your rate.
Yeah.
You're confident in saying, sorry, this is my
Honey,
rate.
I can be like platzak, but
What is platzak?
like
I'm white.
like platzak.
It's like chilled.
No, your suck is your pocket, and your and is
platzak,
plus.
okay,
So I can be like butt
Broke or
broke,
whatever,
okay,
yeah.
like, but
Running on fumes vibes.
full on running on the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because of my journalistic ethics,
Yes.
because of the fact that this is a work, because this is the fact that this is so personal, that it's me as a human being in this space. All I have is my integrity. That's all I have. I can drive a Bugatti, I can have the most expensive watches and phones and handbags or whatever, but all I have at the end of the day is my integrity. And that you can't purchase. You can't, all you have, that is what you have. You're only as good as your last post.
Yes.
Because I was told when I was in radio by a man called Martin de Abru, my first station manager, brilliant human man, like brilliant man in the media. You're only as good as the last time you pressed that on air button. So your last impression in media is the last conversation you had with the world, and that's the last impression. They don't know you, you don't know me, we don't know, you know what I mean? We have different versions of ourselves, and we allow access to different versions of ourselves.
Yes.
But the last piece that you got of me was the last time that you got a message from me, and that is your opinion of me. You're not going to go and scratch out something from the archives of 2005 unless you're a weirdo and a psycho and that's your vibe. Then I mean, like, more power to you. But you're only as good as your last campaign. So if I'm like out here doing like a Pampers ad and then and doing like a wholesome mommy, like cutting up rainbow chicken and blah blah blah, and tomorrow you are sending me a whole lot of vapes. You know what I'm saying?
Just taking it because it's money.
You know what I mean? If I vape in my private capacity or whatever, then that's perfectly fine. I'm entitled to that, or people are entitled to that. But it's your messaging, and you're not being insincere, because I can guarantee you, no one is telling their private lives in life. You know, you won't talk about your sex toys in the bedroom. It's your private prerogative, and it doesn't make you a terrible person. It doesn't make you an unkind human being. It's your personal private space that you are entitled to. But what I'm saying is that the consistency of your story must be sincere, and must be consistent. You know. So I had a very, and I say this factually because I know lots of other content creators who are in the same space. I had a very slow start to the year. I don't know if it was the fact that we are
what's happening? Why
in
wasn't getting
economic crisis. I don't know if it's because this is SA, you know, load shedding, blah blah blah.
Like it will come manifest. No, 100%.
Will come,
and then all of a sudden, boom!
You know what I'm saying?
Realize and they need to spend their.
So it was a very slow start to the year, and yet, if I reflect, I actually turned down 2 campaigns during my slow start.
Paid campaigns.
Paid campaigns. A 3-month campaign offering, and another, because it just wasn't who I was. And
I take my hat off to you for that.
And babe, believe me, in a time that we don't have the luxury to do that, because we don't know where the next paycheck is coming from, because things are slow. I don't vape. I don't smoke cigarettes. And so for that reason, I can't be telling a story about that. You know what I mean? I can't ethically be telling a story. So this wasn't about vaping. The campaign wasn't about that, but it was connected to that. And so for me, again, integrity is all you have. So I'm not qualified to be talking about something that is genuinely not. Big campaign, big opportunity, but it's not. And I have the responsibility to myself, to my partner, to my son, because that is the last impression that I gave to the world of who I am.
Absolutely.
And that is Knox's mom. That's Francois' wife. That's my Larissa's daughter. You know what I'm saying? So these are the kind of questions and things that you have to come back to again about, is this genuinely who I am, or who I am in my life right now? And so, I mean, I don't know how everyone else operates, but I have a rate card. Generally, when it's a big corporate brand, I will explain to them that this is my rates, and if you wish to work together, I'm happy to negotiate. I'm happy to meet you halfway because I understand how life goes, but this is my space that I dabble in. If you're an SME or a very small business or whatever, you can do it. I come straight up to you and I say to you, like, talk to me nice. What is your reality? Because I know small business. My husband was a small business a few years ago, so I understand what it means to grow with a business, because when that business grows and when we start climbing and reaching the top of the mountain, then you are part of that business, absolutely. and you grow with that business. And I'm working with businesses today that I have relationships with 5 years later, because I started with them at the beginning because I was down to sit here and invest. It's not about a quick sticks. I'm not a one-hit wonder. I'm long-term. I'm a long-term girl. I'm a sustainable girl, because again, my integrity is all I have. I need to show you that I genuinely believe in this and I'm growing with this. Absolutely. So that is what my vibe has always been. But I'm going to tell you this. You have a small business, I have a small business. It took me a long time to build this space and to build this level of trust with people. Don't come to me with a woman empowerment story. It doesn't work like that. Because woman empowerment is not me doing a freebie for you. Woman empowerment is not me degrading myself or taking food out of my kid's mouth because I need to help you. Woman empowerment is that we empower each other mutually. We assist each other halfway. I won't charge you that same rates, but you can't realistically expect me, because of the perception that you have of me, to come out here and just go out and post for free or whatever. I'm also a very hard-working human being. So we need to meet each other, and that is kindness, that is fair, that is a balanced political situation between the two of us. And
it's a new and different conversation with every single
Absolutely, it's always bespoke. I speak very loudly and proudly of women empowerment, but the narrative around women empowerment needs to be fixed in this country and also in communities and amongst people. People have this idea that women empowerment is freebies, that women empowerment is we must hook each other up, we are not empowering each other. What we need to do is create spaces where we are almost symbiotically assisting each other to climb to the top. It's not about who's getting more out of it and what I can do and what I can't do. It's about a space. And that's the genuine. I'm sitting with you now. We are assisting each other.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't owe me anything, I don't owe you anything. But that is how the system works. The notion that I didn't do it for you, or it's absolute rubbish, and it's the very problem why men will always, the patriarchy will always see us as the weaker, because we sit here entitled. We expect, because I am the damsel in distress. No, it doesn't work like that. Bring your part, bring it to the table, I bring my part, and let's build this. That is how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like how foolish and arrogant and ignorant are you to sit there expecting your prettiness to win you something?
And this is the problem when people, the connotation of the word influencer, the general public, I feel, have that perception.
That you're just sitting there waiting for your freebies.
And it's a problem when the actual influencer thinks the same thing.
But that is the problem. There is no university of influencers. There is no code of conduct for influencers.
It's not regulated. It's not a regulated. So
some people are just here because they need the pheromones and the endorphins of, like, oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. I think you are so beautiful. Oh my word, I just die for you. If you need that, again, I'm not here to judge you. But then please understand that it comes with consequences.
Absolutely.
That you are creating a brand that is only as good as that.
And you can never actually be a genuine.
But that is your version of genuine. For that person, that is your version of genuine. And I think we must give that to them. I don't think it's our role or our space to question what you believe. You know what I'm saying? If you believe that you know, 1 + 1 = 6. Then I'm gonna be like, honey, then you carry over the 7 to the third.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to argue with you.
Yeah.
Do you? But then you must be mindful of the consequences that comes with it.
Absolutely.
You know, and you either redirect or you sit there in that pit and you understand why it is.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
Why brands don't touch you. Why you're not progressing.
Yes.
Why your market is not engaging with you the way you want to. You can't sit there. You're shocked. Don't be shocked.
Yeah, don't be shocked. Yeah.
Media is it's like an organism.
Oh,
it's
God,
growing. Yeah. It's tilting. It's shaking.
Changing every day.
And you need to adapt. You need to be true to yourself and adapt to it.
I was told the other day, you saw like on TikTok, like I said, people who engage with TikTok, or what was the thing? Basically saying like it's TikTok is making the youth stupid. It's like, is it just making my pocket nice? Eh? It's not making the youth okay. But look, that perception. It's not. I always say this. Like TikTok is not an app. Or being a content creator, it's not an app for dancing Gen Z people.
There's a lot of information there.
There's so. Do you know that I found out I was ADHD?
Wow.
No, I didn't just look at TikTok videos and go, oh, I'm ADHD. I literally went, because of that, I started researching, and then I went to an actual psychiatrist who specializes in adults who get diagnosed with ADHD, where it was missed. Since then, that was literally a year ago, last March. Since then, I've been taking the steps
and your journey and process.
I've done so much. Like I've literally, all because of TikTok. You know what I mean? People's businesses blow up on TikTok.
Yeah.
People. So like, I just feel like.
But it comes back to my point of the era of my I don't care era. Because people are always going to have an opinion.
Absolutely,
they're always going to feel a certain way, and they're always going to feel that the opinion is the most valid and most real.
Yeah.
When you start practicing the art of I don't care, I genuinely don't care, and it's hard because we do care as human beings. We naturally care of what you think.
Yeah.
It's inherent in us. But you have to practice the art of it's not my problem. I don't care.
Separating yourself.
Does it add value to my life? Is it going to change my tax bracket? Is it going to no? If it doesn't, then don't give it energy. It's very hard practice to perform, but you must practice it because it's going to help for your mental being, and it's also going to help for you to keep it clear. Keep it clear, because when you get jaded with all the noise, then you're distracted on what the mission is. So keep your path clear. And if something is, if that person feels that way, you need to learn to smile and wave. It's hard. I'm too opinion to not do it.
And
but it's something I had to train myself.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like, what did you say? Okay,
yes, it's hard. But you must also be mindful of every time you open your mouth, you're releasing energy, you're releasing gifts, and it's yours.
Yes,
so
I'm loving this. I'm so on that.
You are giving someone your time, your energy, your gift, and you could have kept that for your lover. You could have kept that for your mom.
Or my babies.
For your babies. But here you are entertaining something that you shouldn't have, and now you're just adding. Because when you receive that darkness, and now you're throwing back, and then it's coming back, that's what's happening. You guys are exchanging gifts that you don't want to exchange, and gifts come in all kinds of forms.
Teach me more about this.
Gifts come in all kinds of forms. When we open up our channel to receive whatever the heck it is, then it was your choice to receive that gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you it's cool. Keep your present. I'm not going to participate in this, it was your choice not to receive it. And in the same breath, you're not taking that gift home with you and passing that crap onto your children. You're not transferring that crap onto your pillow tonight. That's next to your husband's.
That's such an important conversation, because
with a crappy moment can ruin the whole ecosystem in your house.
I'm telling you, it does. And then when this one's crying and that one's crying, if I wasn't in that mood, I would have handled it in a better way. I'm screaming.
Because you don't have the clarity.
Exactly.
It's all been darkened by energy, or
use energy. 5, 7, 8, 9 on the.
That it doesn't have a single photo, whatever.
Yeah.
But comes here because I secretly, I envy you.
Yeah.
And you actually inspire me, and I actually wish so hard that I had the confidence to do what you are doing.
It's not for everyone,
but I'm in a space that I'm so darkened that the only way I'm able to navigate through this is to just, let it out how unhappy I am. I need to let it out. That, I sometimes look at some of these comments, and I think to myself, you actually made an effort. Because I can tell you, I don't have the luxury of spending a lot of time on my phone. The 90% of my responses happen after 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Responses from you?
No, responses to anything. Emails.
Oh, okay.
I send clients approval stuff at 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I'm like, hi there.
Yeah.
Please do not feel obliged to respond now. I'm just burning the midnight oil.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
Because that is my time. Because until 8 o'clock the night, when I go put my boy to sleep, then I need some daddy time.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when I've done that, then I can only start doing the editing of my videos and getting to my emails and and that starts at about say 10:30, 11 o'clock. So here around 12 o'clock, when I'm now time is done now, whatever, now I can go and sleep or whatever. But anyway, that period over there, it's such a short period. Now I must still speak to user 56324 that I'm not qualified to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's just
to practice.
I just sit there and go oh no, you're not getting this gift. And you can keep your gift, but I'm not going to take your gift. And
Absolutely.
That's all it is. It's
It took me a while to get there, but it's nice to hear it from someone as well who, because you've been doing it so much longer, and that is how you can keep climbing, is because your brain is not taking, there's no space in your brain for that type of stuff. So obviously the more cluttered your brain gets with all this negativity, the less physical space there is for you to actually...
It's amazing how you can have so many dope shit in your head, You can have so many cool creative ideas. Because even we go through creative block.
Oh, yes.
And go through. So you can have all these cool things. You can be in such a lekker bay, It's going Gucci. And then suddenly something crappy happens, like a comment or this or that.
Yeah, then you defeat.
And it's almost like when you put a drop of food coloring in a bowl. It's amazing how we allow the damn food coloring to go over to color that whole bowl. It consumes your whole freaking, and suddenly your whole thing is green.
Yes.
And you're just why the hell did I allow that drop in? And we consciously allow it.
We have to be.
We are the gatekeepers of that space. So you consciously allowing it. I mean, there's people that I'm in the industry with, that I loved because I'm in the space for long. But we became different people, and we grew and we became different versions of ourselves. And it takes courage to go. And at this juncture, we must go this way.
No hard feelings, just.
And there will definitely hard things because it hurts. It's horrible to say goodbye to things and to people and to habits and to rituals and to practices. But when you do that, you must be brave and courageous enough to go that this is the end of our road now. Now you go grow that way and I'm going to grow that way and be fine.
Yeah.
You must do it because your gifts and my gifts aren't aligning anymore.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
It takes a lot to actually realize that and understand that.
Yeah, it's you don't have to do when someone is not pouring in your cup like they used to, and they're starting to change the color, the food coloring is starting to change it, then it's a red flag and you need to do the necessary. And there's no good guys and bad guys. There's no, it's your fault or my fault. It's your responsibility to respond to what you need to respond to.
Yeah.
Because by going, you did this and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm going to expose you and blah, 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 blah. What is the point?
You need to take accountability.
Take accountability for your response and move the heck on.
Yeah,
that is what it is.
Yeah.
There's not going to be winners and losers here because it's just going to be a very temporary high of I told her or I told him, and then it's done. And then what happened? What is the final situation? What's the final outcomes? Nothing. So rather go, does somebody respond to it? Let's grow.
Absolutely.
It's logical because we need to save our energy for the stuff that we need. And I need energy to be creative. I need energy to be present. I need energy to to edit videos, to send out
it's a lot.
proposals, to be a good
It's a lot.
friend, to be a good child,
Yes.
to be a good mother. I need a lot of energy. I don't have the capacity or a extra tank to give you. Use a 5328521. You know, I don't, unfortunately.
And tell me quickly, do you make the executive decision sometimes to be like, I actually cannot attend this event because it's not worth my time?
Yeah.
Events are amazing because you get to network. You're not just going there to look pretty and oh my god, you're getting a free goodie bag. No, that's the wrong idea. You're going to network and to enjoy yourself because you deserve it. And to dress up and see your friends that you love. But it's actually a networking opportunity as well. Show face, this is who I am, you know.
Yeah, because you have to PR yourself as well. Yeah.
There's no, you know, you are your own PR.
100%.
And so do you ever at some point go like, it's not worth my time that it's going to take me to go there. I could have worked on this campaign or done this admin that I have to do. Or do you always generally just go to as many as you can? Or
no, I've had to do that, especially becoming a mum and becoming a person that needs to go. Is my output worth the input? You know, you need to do those kind of analysis, the pros and cons of a situation. I was invited tonight to the launch of Cape Town Fashion Week, and it's the media launch, and I get invited often to media things as well because of my journalistic background. So I'm still on databases since freaking ETV and SABC days, which is dope because I have a lot of industry friends that I've built beautiful relationships with over the years. So it's nice to go to that, but I need to sit back and also go, in terms of where I am in my business right now, is this valuable? Does it make sense for me? Is it aligned with me? Because you also don't want to be the pot plant there at every event. What maak jy daar? You know what I mean?
Pot plant.
Yes,
that is so true, yeah.
And you're everywhere, bro. You're everywhere, but it's not zeroing in on who you are, as in what you are, your story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can be at the launch of the Olympics, you can be at the mechanics workshop, you can be at the robotics, but is it aligned with who you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
if you're emceeing and you're getting paid, great.
100%.
That's a different conversation.
Totally. So I had to draw the line, like for example, to this event this evening and go, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it tonight. And then for a very short period, when I look at the videos and the event tonight, and you have a very subtle amount of FOMO.
You can get it if you need.
No, it's just a thingy. A subtle amount of FOMO.
Yeah.
But then you go and you reassure yourself and you go, Tarryn, good for you for making the executive decision.
Absolutely.
Good for you, because it takes nothing away from who you are as a person. You're still you. You're still whole. You're still the person that went. For me right now, for mentally, physically, spiritually, I didn't have the capacity to do it, you know. Or I'd made a prior arrangement or I made a prior promise. We need to honor those things as well. We can't get consumed in all the
glitz and glam of it, if you so to speak.
Yes, it's actually, I don't want to say superficial, but all the fronting, because it's all PR, you know, and which is not a bad thing, but it's all curated, it's all made pretty, it's all glorified, it's all been extremely planned, and it's fine. But you must honor your mental health and your physical, and this temple, this mighty temple that has to carry you still for another couple of decades. When your mental isn't healthy, it will start spewing over into organs. You'll start seeing your skin starts acting up. You start seeing that your gut is, you have tummy cramps, you have constipation. It's because your mental is not good. So you need to be very honest with yourself. And that's where I'm at the moment. It's fine. If you missed out on something. I used to be the one when I was younger in my 20s to go, I must go to that event because my big break is going to come at that event. I'm going to meet the right person there. I genuinely had this notion. I had this thing that I might run into a producer there. I might do this. and dan is ek daar, kippie in die hoekie, everywhere. And I'm like, why am I here? I don't know any of these people. I shouldn't have been here. But now if I go to an event, I'm going to see the chicks and the guys and the girls and I'm going to see industry people, and it's just, and
you're going to meet new people like Neri.
Yes, and I'm going to leave there going like, yo, that was a dope experience. That was freaking amazing. I loved every second of that, and that was worth my time. Good for you, girl. That's
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Imagine I did not exchange my pleasantries with you, and I did not. And whether something comes out of this or something didn't come out of it, but imagine I deprived myself of the opportunity to just sit with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, how stupid would I be to never know what could have happened because I'm too proud, and because I think that if I have this many followers, or I think that I am who I am. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Because we all know when numbers and stuff is away, we're human beings.
Yeah, exactly.
If this had to be an episode of The Walking Dead, then you know what I mean? Who's going to survive? Is the strongest, the most smart, the most emotionally and intellectual person. Is that person going to survive? Yes.
Yeah.
The person with the EQ is going to survive because they know how to navigate, they know how to manage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is what it is at the end of the day. We're still human beings. In all the superficiality and all the glitz and glam and the lights, we're still human beings, and at the end of the day, it comes down to that. Your poo still stinks.
Oh yes, girl. Everybody's practicing.
Yeah, your poo stinks, and that is a fact.
I've just launched my course.
Good for you. That is amazing.
Thank you. My Influence Insider.
So impressive.
So I am going to. I mean, then I think to myself, I've only been doing this 4 years. Who am I? I'm like, no, stop it. Like, I accidentally stumbled across content creation. I did it, became a photographer, bought myself a camera, taught myself everything, learned how to, there was no one, okay, there were probably people like holding my hand here and there, but babes, there again, like, what the fuck, no, shut up.
Do you think, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't have a degree, he's a dropout.
Yeah.
Same with Gates.
That's my story. I dropped out of school when I was in matric, I had a baby when I was 18, and now I'm a content creator.
You're earning money.
I'm earning money. And I'm still trying to just be humble. I've naturally never been like the non-humble person. But it's like, my point is that I've launched this course. I thought, let me launch a course. I didn't see anybody else doing it.
You are very qualified. You are just by virtue of your resilience and your journey, you are qualified to tell your story.
Yes,
you are qualified. And like, you don't need someone to go, do you guys think that I'm okay to launch this course?
No,
like, it's like, you know who the heck I am. Do you know what my story is? This is what I did. I think sometimes if there's a very fine line between being arrogant and constantly posting your brands and you know how it goes, and being someone that is assertively proud of how far they've come, because it's rough. So if you go, I landed this campaign and I got a pretty penny for it. My children ate from it. I'm not going to explain myself. No, I'm not going to apologize about this. It was a very dope thing that I did, and the numbers don't lie. Period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now my thing is like, what I've experienced is, like I said before, I've been like gatekeeping. Nobody wants to talk about anything. Nobody wants to tell. If you don't want to tell me your rates, fine. That's literally your personal business. But all I'm saying is I'm creating a space for the people who are less experienced, because they don't know what they're doing. And, like, I'm trying to just create a community where people who want to also pursue this can, because there's enough for everybody.
There's 7 billion of us.
Exactly. Flipping hell. And like, I'll help you learn how to take nice photos. I'll help you learn how to edit reels.
But on the condition of mutual empowerment.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you understand?